Hello everyone and welcome back to Adobe Live. My name is Anna McNaught and today I am hosting David Oku. Welcome.
Hello,
David,
everyone.
how are you doing?
Not too bad, yourself?
Good, I'm so excited to have you here. Welcome everyone in on the chat. Hope you're all having a great London Mac so far. So David, tell me about yourself.
So today, for who don't know me, I'm known in the industry as an illustrator. Something I will try to bring up my portfolio so you can all see what I do. So mainly I do digital illustration. I'm very heavily using Illustrator, and sometimes I use Photoshop when it comes to editing a little bit the images or putting some more grain to my work, as you can see on the screen right now. Something that I really enjoy doing is creating this kind of psychedelic illustration where you have a lot of crazy color, I will define myself as a maximalist artist, so I like to fill the gap wherever I can.
Yes.
And over the last year, I've worked for numerous interesting projects, I would say, like I've done this for WWF. We did this kind of, how do you call it, matrioskas, do you call them like this?
Yeah.
Over guarding animal life and everything. Sorry, still a bit, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I will try to make my best.
That's okay, you know, do your best.
And as you can see, I've worked for Mercedes. I will define myself as an artist that is always trying to find new ways to use illustration and maybe try to do something that is out of my comfort zone, most likely, as you can see the car. And what else can I show you? So I did some workshop as well, because a lot of people don't know, but I like teaching.
Wow.
So when the Mercedes project came out, that gave me the opportunity to actually go with some people, train them with art, and I actually enjoyed it, believe it or not. And lastly, because of the timing, I would like to show you something in the work. I did this project for Pepsi. That was one of the most proudest project I did this year.
I love that.
And,
that's amazing.
And yeah, it just brought my work to a different stage in America. So very happy about this. And what else? I will show you quickly this page.
Yeah,
Sorry if I go very quick.
No, that's perfect. We got 22 minutes, so quick is good, so we can get into a little bit designing.
Fantastic.
Too.
Yeah, let's see if it loads up.
Yeah, lots of internet issues today. But in the meantime, while that's loading, if you all want to send your questions for David today as he brings up his portfolio and creates some amazing designs for us, what are you going to be working on, in Illustrator or Photoshop?
I will start with Illustrator because I think that is where I'm most comfortable in.
Okay, great.
And, the reason for it is, like, I heavily work on Illustrator, and Photoshop for me is almost like giving extra texture or adding shadows to my work that I already made. So let's see if this one is loading up.
All right, looks like it's coming up here. Well, I already love the tops of what we're seeing. This is a good little preview. You all are going to love it. There we go.
There we go. Sorry, everyone, it's very slow, but we're going to be there.
Wow. Your work is so cool.
I appreciate that, Anna. Your work is beautiful
thanks.
as well. Because even you use a lot of color, so I appreciate that kind of.
Well, your color makes me want to use even more color in my work. It's very inspiring.
So, this is quite painful. So what I will do, I think I will start going into.
We can let it load and then
we go back to it.
Back.
So first thing first, I would like to go Illustrator. Let's see.
Yes.
So as you can see here, I already had a composition of a few illustrations I was working on. This was my last one. And the way I normally work, I work a lot with shapes and use the Pathfinder to create all these beautiful shapes that you can see on the screen. I draw freehand a lot on Wacom when I want to create something more organic. But as you can see on the screen, I mainly use shape to get away with a lot of things in Illustrator, yeah? And one thing I like to do a lot, obviously apart using colors, is using the new recolor. Oh, sorry, let me put this full screen.
So so everything that we're seeing here is its own individual shape and vector?
Everything,
Ugh.
everything. I know
You're
it's quite
a
heavy.
master. This is so good.
It's quite heavy, but don't get me wrong. I think it's just because I like to fill up the space,
Yeah.
and where I see holes, I need to fill it up with something. But one thing that I really love from last year's feature and this feature is the generative recoloring, as I was saying. And one thing I like is when I do all this beautiful composition, to edit every color is very difficult firsthand because it's too much happening. So this have really shrink my work by loads of hours weekly.
So cool.
And what I wanted to show you as well is let's start a new file.
Also, you have a bunch of new fans here in the chat. A lot of people saying very bright and colorful work, gorgeous, amazing. They're going to be following you now.
Thank you, everyone.
Insane illustrations. Someone liked the slow motion reveal. So yeah, you got some new people in your life.
So what I want to show everyone is like normally how my workflow will go, or normally on a day-to-day basis, is to show you how I use shapes. I will normally come here and let's put out the Pathfinder, my best friend.
So question from the chat, do you find yourself printing your work a lot?
Printing.
Yes.
Like I have a shop where I do prints and everything, but I don't print personally.
Okay.
But I had some previous experience in screen printing when I was in university.
Oh, cool.
So, but yeah, I will definitely need to spend more time doing that because I think it's also great to test the colors yourself firsthand.
Yes. And do you sell your prints online?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I need to order one. I don't know about you all, but I'm going to be buying myself some prints from you. So cool. A question from YouTube, how long have you been in this field?
I will say like, without saying, I would say more than 20. More than 20. I started like freehand, but then I started with the first illustrators, Photoshop. I was a graphic designer before.
Okay.
And but I always had this passion for illustration, but I didn't know how to translate it from actually freehand, bringing it into the digital space. So that was the achievement that all these years have brought me to the level I am today. You know? So normally the way I will draw like is create this beautiful shape. As you can see, I did a flower just now. And one thing that I do to pop my colors in Illustrator normally, normally we'll be using,
That's okay.
Don't know why the command. Always using the same shape and copying in it. I will copy, cut, then do multiply. Like this, I will get my shadows. And then I will use another shape just on top. Center it. And then I will do like an overlay on top of it. Sounds very, it's very straightforward, nothing crazy. But what I've learned to do is like, I spend a lot of hours by doing this little, sounds crazy right now, but.
I love that you immediately have like a 3D effect to it instantly.
It's a fake 3D, but that's how I've learned, because the black and white teaches you how to use light and shadow contrast. And I think this technique of how I used to let it pop out works good for my illustration, because it creates that like a proper fake 3D. You can see even here, if I, for example, wanted to put some more shadow, I will go onto the flower. I'll do just a random shape like this because obviously it's close to the center. Cut it out with a copy. Overlay it and always put. Let's put it darker so everybody can see what is happening. Oh, sorry, the mouse is not trackpad not the best, but you can see I will just recreate this all over the leaves, and then it will start looking.
That's amazing. Whoa. That's so cool the way you do this. Yes, a lot of people are really into this. They said they can watch the process all day. You need to teach more classes on Adobe Live, get you on here for a full one. That would be super cool.
But you see, so the theme is very simple, very straightforward, but you can go crazy. At example, another thing that I like a lot is like when you really want to let it pop more, you can actually play with having, let's do like this, bringing your colors into your gradient. Okay, so one.
Whoa. I'm so curious to see what you're going to do here. This is like...
No, nothing special.
I'm
it's still
amazed.
Be a
I'm
flower,
mesmerized.
but it's just techniques to play around with color and let it pop a little bit more than what it's supposed to be, instead of having like a plain color. So you can have this here, and then go into this one, make the same, but instead of having it the same, we can invert it. So like it's really, there's no boundaries to what you can do with this.
Someone was wondering if you do murals.
I do spray can murals.
Yeah.
I do.
You do?
Definitely.
Wow, a man of many talents.
I think being always strict to a computer and drawing things on the screen takes you away from being outside and enjoying that art on a massive scale.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough with this. I want to show you this. Let's say...
All your work gone.
That's fine. But let's say another thing is I like doing a lot of grids like this to create the letters and sometimes typography. And as you can see, I always use the Pathfinder. The Pathfinder is my best friend when it comes to anything. And here we go.
Whoa.
Then we can put this back just to see.
I'm mesmerized. Keys was wondering if you tried Adobe Fresco.
Not a lot, actually. I've tried it once, but I don't know. I've done so many years with Illustrator.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm cheating on my wife. I don't know. I just feel very comfortable with Illustrator, and I think it's all about how much you use it. The more you use it, the quicker you get in doing things.
I absolutely understand. That's how I feel with Photoshop. You know,
see?
I like Fresco as well, but you get very used to using one of your main apps, and then you don't like to stray from it.
Yeah. Let's go here. And what you see is like from a plain letter, you can always go out, edit it, put some gradient, recolor it if you want in the generative AI. Yeah, let's see here. Let's do this again. Whoop. Let's do the opposite actually. Okay, and normally in Photoshop, let's open it up.
Rob said, I'm speechless. This is incredible.
Thank you, Rob. And I want to show you what normally I would use Photoshop with when I use illustration. I'll just simply cut it from here. Make it maybe a little bit smaller. Here we go. And when we are here, one thing that I really like about Photoshop, obviously, is Photoshop can make you go crazy in a lot of sense. Let's do like this. Okay, here we go. Sorry, Anna. Normally I'm with the bigger screen.
That's okay. I get it.
Let's do like this.
You're doing amazing. Such cool stuff. Laura wants to know what your favorite Illustrator shortcuts are while you're working on that.
Command Z, Command C,
Yep.
Command D. People don't know Command D. The duplicate is crazy. But don't get me wrong. I think a lot of people see the work as being too quick. But reality is, if you know the shortcut, it saves you so much time. It's embarrassing how much time you can save with shortcuts. You know? And as you can see, if you have somebody like me that kind of uses like shapes, it's very interesting to see how the Pathfinder is one of those tools that you can literally create everything in seconds, you know? Okay,
yes, really cool.
So normally what I'll do is, you see, when I have a composition like this, I like to use Photoshop to either put some additional gradient on things or using textures and then overlay it. Sorry. Let's do like this and then add maybe some
You're doing overlays, right?
Yeah. At the moment, lighting. Wait, let me do. Let's see. Sorry, it doesn't look like it's working at the moment. But let's do something different.
Is it giving issues? Oh, that texture is cool. Can we get the screen moved? We can't see his layers. Thank you.
Anyway, let me show you this.
So another question from the chat.
Yep.
What is your favorite software? I guess it's safe to say Illustrator, right?
Illustrator, definitely.
Of course, absolutely. And then they want to know what you think of AI and how it integrates into the workflow that you currently have.
Okay, so
everyone wants to know what everyone thinks of AI.
I know. I have to say, don't get me wrong. Okay, I have my opinions on AI in terms of, I think it's something that is technology. We are evolving. It's going to be the future. So we have to embrace it and try to work with it alongside with what we're already doing right now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like simplifying the process of learning. And for me, learning something is very important. And I think by simplifying things, a lot of people don't learn the hard work behind it. And in the future, that hard work is actually the thing that will make the difference, if it makes sense.
Absolutely.
Not saying that it's not good. It's good to implement it with your workflow and create something unique, I will say. But then when it comes to, I don't know, I love it, but at the same time, I'm afraid of it a lot,
yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And I've tried it myself to see where you can go and what you can create. You can create stunning things, but I'm one of those guys that really love to use the hard way to do everything in life,
yes.
You know, because
I totally hear that.
How much did it make a massive difference for yourself in terms of Photoshop?
I would say it helped me speed up a lot of my workflows and deal with things that were, more of a pain that I didn't want to work on anymore, or some things, especially when it came to ideation and just kind of coming up with something really quick to show someone. Now I can use AI to kind of do that and pass it on to a client or like a colleague, and then be like, this is what my idea is. Now I'm going to make it in Photoshop.
Exactly.
You know, so that's super
I
helpful.
agree with you. Actually, the fact of making it something to sketch or to get like quick ideas is something that I love doing personally.
Yeah.
So I would just write something that I'm interested, get an idea, because let's be honest, as an illustrator, sketching requires a lot of time.
Yes.
And if you have difficult clients, you need to make it happen. You know?
I know, it's so true. Yeah, let's see. We got a lot of good responses to that. Quick question: what inspired your style? From Elizabeth.
I think I come from a very heavy freestyle background, so I used to take white canvases, just fill them up with illustration, artwork, messaging, and I think fill up the gap is how I will describe my style and what. And I think the inspiration come from my mixed ethnicity. I started with black and white because my mom is Italian, father Nigerian, and then I just get tired of black and white, and I started exploring the color journey. And since I've been there, I just use all these vibrant colors, and I went crazy. I think every year by year, it just kept developing, you know?
That's amazing. That's so awesome. Someone wanted to see one of your working files and to switch to outline mode. Are you willing to do that for us?
Some of my work and switch the outline.
Yeah, like if we could see one of your super finished pieces with all of the vectors in there.
Okay, let's take
switch
this
to
one
outline
again.
mode on that.
That's
Look, I love your work. It's so good.
So the thing is, like, if I had example, take this. Oh, sorry. Let's go in it.
That's cool.
It's just to show, because obviously I'm normally somebody that I like a black outline more than a lot of things, just because it breaks the contrast. But it's also true that I can use a lot of different colors. Oh, let's see.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool to see too, if you like zoom in on that a little bit.
Oh, sorry. But you see, it still works, but it's not, I need to change the color range way before.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, I still do stuff without the outline as well. Sometimes I just use gradient to create images. Let's see if we can do one quick one here. How many? 3 minutes. Okay, let's do something.
Wrap it up in a couple minutes here. Any last questions for David? Send those into the chat. About a minute left here. Yeah. Ooh, I like those colors. Those are some of my favorite colors right there. I love that. Yeah, Emma says it's amazing. So many shapes here. Ray says his layers must be crazy.
No, they're heavy for sure.
Yeah.
They're heavy. It's just because it's an overlaying of a lot. Normally I work on one layer, but I will normally switch it only if I have to use After Effects to animate it myself.
Oh, look at that. That's so cool. All right, let's end on this last question from Elizabeth. This is a good one. What is your tip for young designers?
My tip for young designers, I mean, believe in yourself. And I think in this industry, there is no right and wrong, never. And I think explore what you have around yourself, get to know people that you're interested with, and don't be afraid to just reach out and do you know?
Oh, what a perfect way to end. Thank you so much, David. Thank you, everyone, for watching us today. This was amazing. Your art is incredible. Go follow David, and enjoy the rest of your Macs, everyone, and thank you for watching us from your home. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.